There was many rites of spring in Canada in the late 70s, early 80s. You know, seeing the trees, the snow fall on the trees and melt, to see the beautiful women get ready, buy their prom dresses for, for high school, seeing the brides get ready with their wedding dresses for the summer, and this guy playing at the World Championships after the great season he would put up with, or put up and not be able to play in the playoffs. So today, of course, we're going to be talking about the sniper that everybody remembers over a certain age, but if you're under the age of 35, it doesn't come to mind. Pound for pound, one of the best scorers in NHL history, born in Toronto, Ontario, Denis Maruk. Again, one of the best Ukrainian Canadian players of all time. He played in the NHL from 75 to 89 and scored a career-high 60 goals, the magic number, for Washington in 82. Now, as a youth, Maruk played in the 68 Quebec International Pee Wee Hockey Tournament with a minor squad from Etobicoke. Now, he eventually came to major prominence after playing with the Markham Waxers of the Metropolitan JHL and the Toronto Marlies of the OHA. He graduated to the London Knights in 73. Now, London that year, he had 113 points in 59 games. Next, he had 112 points in 67 games. But the big breakout year, 145 points in 65 games. Now, here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. He became draft eligible in 1975. He didn't go top 5, he didn't go top 10, he didn't even go top 20. He was a steal, but of all teams, the California Golden Seals. Maruk would have done great with Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, but the Seals stole him, ladies. Only 21st overall. The first campaign with California was tremendous. He had 62 points in 80 games as one of the best players in California Golden Seals history. Now, with the Seals in their last season, he became the first NHL rookie to score 5 shorthanded goals in a season. Great two-way player. He followed the franchise, of course, when he relocated to Cleveland, become the Cleveland Barons a year later. Continued to put up some really, really big numbers. 78 points in 1977, and of course the infamous 36-goal season in 78, where I think he had 30% of his team's goals, or 40% anyway. Now, Maruk's rights were obtained by the Minnesota North Stars after the Barons merged with the team in 78, but for some reason was traded shortly afterwards to the Washington Capitals. Now, during his time with the Capitals, he had probably one of the best seasons for the franchise ever, if not the best ever. He had 50 goals in 81 and 60 goals in 82, and his mark of 76 assists and 136 points in the 82 season remained the Capitals' record for a single season. He was also the first Capitals player to score 100 points for the squad, and he literally, ladies and gentlemen, was the first Capitals superstar. Now, after a big season with the Capitals in 83, he found himself back to Minnesota, and he was one of the main factors for getting the Capitals to their first playoff appearance, of course, in 83. Now, despite this, he was traded back to the North Stars, where he would finish a career. Now, at the time of his retirement in 89, he was the last active NHL player to have played for the Seals Barons franchise, although Charlie Simmer played later than him in the minor leagues. Now, Maruk was also the last Minnesota North Star player to wear the number 9 prior to Mike Modano. Now, in 888 NHL games, he scored 356 goals and had 522 assists. Now, in my personal opinion, I think Denis Maruk deserves to make it to the Hall of Fame, and here's why. He invigorated 2 franchises that were struggling all the time, pretty well kept it afloat on his back. When he moved to Washington, he took them out of the wilderness and got them to the playoffs finally after almost a decade with no playoff appearances. And again, he played his heart out in Minnesota. Some seasons were injury riddled, and he also decided to make a comeback later on in life, ladies and gentlemen, for the Lake Charles Ice Pirates of the WPHL, where he had 2 points in 6 games and played in 3 games in their playoffs. Now, what I was saying about Team Canada, here's the deal. Because the Barons, the Seals, the Capitals would not make the playoffs, he played for Team Canada at the 78, 79, 81, and 83 World Championships. Put up some terrific numbers. 78, that bronze medal team, he had 7 points in 10 games. 79, 2 points in 7 games. 81, 8 points in 8 games, including 5 goals, and added 7 more points in 10 games in 83. So 35 international games at the Worlds, 24 points, 16 goals. And again, ladies and gentlemen, he wasn't scared to take a penalty every once in a while. Now, Bo Sheaves had mentioned, our good follower of the channel, to do a podcast on Maruk. And I thought I already did one. But what really stood out for me, for Dennis, is the fact was, just like Steve Shutt, you can't train a sniper. The sniper has to be natural. You look at the goals he scored. Like, okay, all the seasons in the 70s, 30, 28, 36, 31. 80 was a washout because he was injured most of the year. But made the big comeback. 50, 60, and 31. So, I mean, he was probably Washington's only hope to score in certain games. And despite this, like I said, he put up the points. And that 136 points in 1982 might be a record. I think it's the most points by a player not to make the playoffs. I'll have to check on that. But imagine this, 136 points by the Capitals at 82. Not the best scoring team going. And still didn't make the playoffs. And again, the year before, 97 points, didn't make the playoffs. I think that 82 season stands out as determination personified. And when Washington finally won the Cup, ladies and gentlemen, my thoughts went back to several players, but especially, ladies and gentlemen, Dennis Maruk. I don't know if they gave him an honorary Stanley Cup ring. I think they should have, because he kept that franchise afloat. Because other than him and a couple other key players, they had no offense. And like I said, he was double teamed most time too. Like I said, got a lot of whacks, just like Brendan Gallagher gets a lot of whacks now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here, give us a like, comment, and subscribe. These were the two Bo Sheaves requests. Again, a good friend of the channel in Woodstock, New Brunswick. And like I said, any Capital fans that are wondering why I'm doing all these podcasts, well, you know why. There could be another Stanley Cup run in the bidding this year. You never know. Anyway, I'm fascinated by the Capitals from all the years they didn't make the playoffs, because, my God, you think it's hard being a Montreal Canes fan, not winning the Cup in 28 years. How about 10 years not even having a lick at the playoffs? Until Dennis Maruk showed up. Have a good evening. Bye.